Hello friends, this is Sai Fanendra from SQL School, and I assure you complete practice-oriented lectures on this beautiful, very colorful, useful subject, the PostgreSQL Database Administration course. Come on, let's get started now. Let's understand what exactly a DBA do in real world and what we need to learn from our classes. Let's understand about the PostgreSQL DBA course complete details now, one by one, step by step. Before we step into the course details, the curriculum and the concepts that we are going to learn, let's understand what is actually a database. A platform to store any type of data, any amount of data. Database is a nice vast platform to store any type of data, any amount of data. DBMS, Database Management System, a software used to store and manage databases like Postgres, SQL Server, IBM DB2, Oracle, Sybase, so on. Now, why to go for Postgres? Why not other databases? Let's understand this way. Assume you have an Excel file, okay? Assume you have an Excel file. To operate on Excel file, you need a software like MS Office or Kingston K Office, etc. To operate on Excel file, you require Office software. Same way, to operate on a database, we need DBMS. Simple and straight. The PostgreSQL environment includes small and big multiple databases, and each database involves something called tables. Just like Excel file contains sheets, here database contains tables. Now, what exactly the PostgreSQL means? Yes, it's a DBMS software. The very next agenda item, we are supposed to install this software on Windows and Linux environments separately, separate classes. For what? To store databases, small and big databases. The beauty of PostgreSQL environment, it's an open source database management system developed by Michael Stonebaker in 1986 at the California University, and it is open source, so very much flexible to changes across the globe. Now, why Postgres? Why not something else? Like we have SQL Server, we have Oracle, so and so on. List is very huge. Hundreds of database vendors, hundreds of types of DBMS, database management system. Then why to go for Postgres? Yes, it's a cross-platform. Runs on any operating system. In our course, it would be on Windows and Linux. Mostly on Linux. Throughout our course. And we have operating system, OS X, Solaris, and FreeBSD, etc. And it is more secured, reliable for big data platform. It offers nice, robust security with faster data access. Super fast. That too open source. So nice advantages, and these advantages are being enjoyed by many big companies now, like Uber, Netflix, Instagram, Spotify, Reddit, etc. Even Pinterest as well. These are all the official customers for Postgres. So we are understanding so far what is database, what is DBMS, what is PostgreSQL, and why to go for it, who uses Postgres with the reference website just in case, and the technical advantages. We have open source DBMS. The PostgreSQL is an open source environment. We'll understand its installation, right from installation, right from the basics. We are going to understand each and every item from PostgreSQL, from the architecture perspective, towards the management and monitoring of databases. Open source, so a lot of tools are involved in our course. Because it is open source, flexible tools for monitoring, tuning, troubleshooting, migrations, etc. Diverse index techniques. Yes, there are some database systems like SQL Server from Microsoft and Oracle, wherein there are predefined index structures and we use them. It's not the case with Postgres. Very much diverse indexing techniques. Yes, in our course, we'll be understanding various indexing activities towards tuning activities, tuning operations. We'll be understanding about different indexes, index types, different types of 6 different types of indexes, reindexing and index management with even third-party tools. This type of flexibility is not available in Microsoft SQL Server and Oracle database systems. Highly scalable and faster. It works on any operating system, any environment. Though we'll be focusing more on Linux in our course. Supports big data. Yes, we have big data clusters. So in our course, we'll be understanding about different options when working with big data, like indexing activities, clustering activities, vacuum and query stats for big data. We need to understand about how to back up big data environments, logical, physical, online, and automatic backups we need to learn with point-in-time recoveries. And we need to have easy integration. We need to learn and practice integration with other platforms in Postgres. And we have different monitoring tools and techniques in our course. We'll be using the latest stable versions of Postgres in the industry, version 13 and 12, the stable versions right now in the market, the latest stable versions. And what exactly we do as a DBA, PostgreSQL DBA? Well, common, well-known activities here on the screen. Total about 50 activities. By end of the course, we need to be clear with our DBA activities, routine DBA activities 1 to 25, emergency DBA activities another 25, that is 26 to 50. Routine DBA activities, we need to understand more about auditing activities and monitoring activities, refresh activities, health checks. It's more into monitoring, auditing, refresh, etc. Common for everyone, either junior DBAs or senior DBAs. These are all common activities. Like auditing the login failures, monitor and resolve the connectivity issues, audit long-running queries, memory issues, troubleshoot the connections, and monitoring the entire database, HADR mechanism monitoring, backup monitoring, refreshing the databases, another routine, important routine activity of a DBA, schema refresh, physical and logical backups in Postgres, and how to verify, identify, and resolve idle sessions, fragmentation issues, like how do we get rid of the fragmentation problem, server and database health, backups and cluster activities in Postgres, health checks, log space, memory, and cluster issues, replication and log file issues, PG cluster, Postgres cluster, monitoring, separate techniques are involved for monitoring. We need to understand about the Linux users and PG users. Monitor, manage the configuration files, and Postgres configurations, both monitor and manage HBA configurations, host based authentications, and Postgres configuration files. Common routine activities we should be able to perform by end of this lengthy course. And we should also be able to perform emergency and maintenance activities. What we do as a DBA, if the cluster is down, or simply say cluster means here and server, group of databases, collection of databases, or what if a database is down, table or schema missing, synchronization and query performance or slow database response problems, and common issues with respect to replication and val write ahead log issues. Precautions you consider for resource planning. There are certain resources involved when we work with the day-to-day operations on a Postgres database cluster. So the precautions to ensure minimal or no issues with respect to database operations. Check and resolve corrupted pages. And how do we decide between partitions in PG clusters and indexes on database tables? Parameters for HADR. And what we do if statistics are out of date. Configure table clusters and partitions we need to learn. In Postgres we have online partitions. And we have something called security issues, peer and MD5 authentication issues, especially in host-based authentication config file. Resolve log problems. How to ensure synchronized, say, replication or logs. How to ensure synchronized replication activities. I'll just put this way. And next, we have something called vacuum errors and statistics we should be aware of. Okay, next, statistics. And we have automated val archive errors, migrating live SQL server operations, migrating live SQL server databases. Yes, PostgreSQL is one RDBMS. In our course, we'll be understanding how to migrate live SQL server databases to Postgres. Just to get some idea on non-database migration, non-Postgres database migration to Postgres and vice versa. Resolve HADR and replication errors. We'll be understanding about how to trace the logs. If database is not responding at all, what are your next steps as a DBA? Third-party migration activities and third-party or native tools that we have used. If some interviewer asks you, what are the native tools you used? Then what should be our answer? How to showcase what we actually learnt in this course, mainly from interview perspective, either job interview or project interviews, either of them. So these 50 activities we need to learn very, very carefully after we understand right from the basics. We'll start from the very, very basics, right from the installations in Windows as well as Linux. Linux more priority. Right from installations to security, tuning, and even HADR will do in Linux. HADR activities called replications and val write ahead logs will do in Linux. Windows is equally important, but mostly we see for open source, many customers prefer to use Linux environments. And we'll start from the very basics of SQL database, right from the scratch. For every chapter, there will be mock tests. You answer them on emails, you'll get my answers back. Yes, regular classes will continue. Mock test would be through emails. You'll send the response. I need to respond back with my answers. We'll do this way. We'll be understanding right from the basics of SQL to PS shell command utility. And we need to understand something called transaction schemas, aliases. Third chapter. Then fourth chapter, we'll understand about constraints, different levels of constraints, and different problems we generally face and the solutions. And then comes joins at different levels, different kinds of joins. And then comes functions, PostgreSQL functions, and its relevance with triggers, automations. We'll understand about architectures, different levels of architectures, server and client and database architectures for 2 chapters, 7 and 8 chapters. We'll talk about the architecture concepts. From 9th chapter, we'll go for clustering activities, database and PG clusters, and some inheritance and cloning activities. 10th chapter, 10th and 11th, will be understanding security concepts, security management with users, roles, logins, Linux users and configuration entries, common security errors and the problems and the solutions. We'll be doing them. Then comes, after Linux users with Postgres, then we'll talk about the backups and restores, different types of backups in Postgres, online backups, physical backups, continuous archival, logical backups, and point in time recovery. 2 chapters dedicated for backups and restores. Then 14, 15 and 16 are for tuning activities, optimizations, indexes, index views, and full text search activities with common table expressions, reindexing, and vacuum activities. 17th chapter is into lock management, lock operations, and 18th one is completely into the migration activities. Yes, so here we go. We'll be practicing all the information carefully, step by step. And next step, we'll be understanding for every day. Every day we have mock tests, right from the first chapter until the end with HIDR, different levels of HIDR activities. Total 18 chapters, 3 modules, and here is your course curriculum. Right from the installations and introduction. Throughout the course, the sessions would be completely into practice mode. No second thought. And request you to make sure you have at least 1 hour free time a day to practice throughout the course. Right from the introduction till HIDR and load balancing activities. We'll be concentrating more on Linux. So good to have Linux environment. Any distribution is fine. Red Hat Linux or Ubuntu or anything is fine. Windows is also okay. Prefer to go for Linux environment. So get your operating system ready with 4 GB RAM minimum and 4 GB disk space minimum to enjoy all these concepts carefully step by step. And We have two different plans for this PostgreSQL DBA course. Right from installation architectures to routine DBA and emergency DBA activities and the project work. Plan A, 4 weeks of training, and then the project work. Project work is more into implementations, the routine and emergency activities. So if an interviewer asks you, like what you did in the previous project, or what is the toughest problem that you solved as a DBA, or database down, what is your next immediate step as a DBA? Entire server is down, you are the only one in your shift in the support environment, production support. What is your next step? Or customer says she wanted some old database backup, you didn't find it, then what is your next step? How do you get it recovered from any archival environment? How do you approach your storage team? So these kind of process oriented real world problems and questionnaire to be taken into our classes step by step slowly. Once you gain experience as a SQL, regular PostgreSQL DBA, then you can think about the Azure as well, PostgreSQL in Azure. It's slowly gaining the demand in a slow pace. Truly speaking, it's in a slow pace in the recent past. So I prefer you go for the first plan A, and practice it thoroughly. Later you can come back and get only the difference part later. And with all these plan A activities, 4 weeks lengthy course, weekly 5 days, 4 weeks lengthy course, then getting into Azure for Postgres. Azure is a Microsoft cloud environment. Getting into cloud for Azure is not at all a big deal. Simple and straightforward. We are planning to make it 7 because the 2 weeks is not really enough now. There are some new recent developments in Azure for Postgres. Yes, you may opt for plan A initially to start with. Either you go for the live online training or on-demand video training, any live or on-demand, any of them. Same content, same chapter-wise content. Here is a chapter 1, then it is video 1, video 2, etc. Video-wise training. My support always, and same mock test questions, same examples, and same mock test answers and support, either live or video, any of them you may choose. Even for the corporate training, in case you are coming through some company. I assure you complete practical approach to every bit of information mentioned in the course curriculum. I assure you about it. And I request you to make sure you practice at least 1 hour a day throughout the course. Okay? My request. With this information, we'll stop for now. I'll take care of your learning process with all routine emergency activities, day-wise notes, study material, certification material, concept-wise FAQs, project work, and the FAQs on the project. That's more important, the project FAQs. And then we have the resume support and certification guidance. My support always for your learning, and you can always contact me on this number anytime for doubts and clarifications. You would be able to download these notes from the link available in the description box at the bottom of this video. Please make sure you have at least 1 hour of free time, 1 hour free time a day. Rest of the things I'll take care in our learning process, slowly, step by step. Thank you very much. Have a nice time. Thank you once again.